It's on, it's on. Yeah.
Be taking right now, and it's something that we'll have to see if it pays off for them. On the other hand, though, you do have a well-rounded composition coming out from Lanka Lions. Like you have a Zinza with the engage, you have a Vladimir who also skills really well, and you have an Ezreal who can play safe around the team fights, and a Leona for some engage. So trying to figure out how exactly these champions will work together. But it's basically redemption time for Lanka Lions. They need to win this game to have a chance to, continue across this game because like then they have a match against Thought coming up as well. So it really depends a lot on how they end up playing this game, and let's see what it happens. So we are waiting for spectator delay, so there will be 3 minutes of timings that will happen, and once we get into that, the game will start. So just give us a few minutes, guys. We'll be right back. Oh, you do see that the Master 46 did for a post enter these team fights and do. Alright, let me just reconnect and come one second. Alright, I'm back. Orion, are you there? Well, you can unmute if you want. You can cast with me. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, you there? Alright, what do you think of Lanka Lions' team comp going against Natkhat Launde? Do you think that they'll be able to deal with the damage and the CC coming out right there from the Zayara Khan as well as the Zoe who can make picks? But the more biggest question I'm asking is how will they deal with the split push coming out from Tryndamere right there?
I think even before the split push and things like that, I am still wondering how will they manage the laning phases. Because I'm really not sure, first of all, about that Ezreal Leona pick. I'm not sure how well that will go against the Zyra Khan. So I'm pretty worried about Lanka Lions laning phase rather than the end game. So if probably they you know, kind of, survive in the laning phase, probably they can give a fight. But if not, I think, Natkhat Launde is, easily have a better team comp. And with the Tryndamere probably deleting probably one or two people from their teams after being on 100 HP, I feel that it will be very difficult for Lanka Lions to get out if they, get behind in the laning phases.
Yep, and last time when these two teams played against each other, this was a very dominating victory coming out for Natkhat Launde. So they will look to do a repeat of that this game. But this time, I think Lanka Lions must have come up with a better game plan. They have an idea of how Natkhat Launde plays. So I'm pretty sure they must have drafted something that can do well. And that's, I think, why there is a Darius pick with the Ghost. The idea is to focus on that Rendaman and not let him become the snowbally side push menace that he's meant to be. As we do load up into the game, level one shenanigans. I'm guessing like both the teams are not going to look to do much level one, considering there is a there is Rakan on one side, Leon on one side, but I still think level ones probably they'll just play it safe from the looks of it.
Yep. They should be, because if they mess up anywhere, it's gonna cost them a hell lot.
Yep.
Because Natkhat Launde is not one of those teams that will make mistakes again and again. If they get ahead, they'll abuse it and win their game.
Yeah, and there does seem to be an assistant ping coming out. So there is some defensive positioning coming out by Lanka Lions as well as Natkhe Londe are not as five right now, and Lanka Lions are as five. So this might be interesting if a catch does get made. Meanwhile, we do see a pause that the Cyanox has some lag issues. Hopefully, he reconnects soon. But that's interesting. Like I like Lanka Lions are going as five. They're gonna try for that. They have a Leona Q, mind you. They have a Leona E. They also have a Darius E in case something happens, and there is also Zin with some CC. So if they catch someone, that's actually probably going to be a dead person unless they flash out instantly. So I'm looking forward to see how that plays out. And this is going to be an interesting fight. And Trenderman is on the blue side is going to make sure that no one's invading on that part. But defensive formations coming out right there from Natkhat Launde. Hopefully they do catch these people out so that they don't end up getting gank level 1. So hopefully the game resumes soon and then we can start doing it. Uh, Oran, you also play AD alert, right? Like Zaira Khan into a Ezreal Leona. How do you see that bot lane ending up going?
Uh, that's why I said earlier, Leona and Ezreal, I didn't really find that much synergy going on. It's very difficult because Ezreal is kind of like a poke ADC. He doesn't burst early game anyone that much. So, and
Hmm.
Leona works well with ADCs who can, instantly burst out people. So I'm really not sure what they're thinking behind that pick. Might be they have something in mind, with their jungler or something, ganks from their Vladimir, but I don't see a teleport on Vladimir as well, so I'm not sure what they're thinking about this lane. Let's see how it goes. I have seen Nightmare play a lot of Vayne, and not picking up Vayne, I'm not really sure. Did they ban Vayne? Did Natkhat Launde
No, no,
ban
they
it?
didn't. But I'm guessing right now Vayne is not a strong pick in the meta, unless of course Brutality and SK are playing at bot lane. But it does seem like they opted for a safer pick that can do damage and consistent DPS. I agree with you though. The Leona Ezreal combination, not really sure what it's meant for. And against a Zaya who can, just ulti out against Rakan with Zaya who can E and W away. So it's not going to be easy for Leona to really catch someone and stun and lock them down that
Exactly.
easily. Yeah,
And they don't even have the burst even if she does catch someone. So that's going to be very difficult for them. Let's see how they do it in the laning
yeah,
phases.
yeah. You
Apart
know
from
what?
that, you
Hmm.
are a top main, and I want to ask you, how is gonna Tryndamere deal with that Darius?
Honestly, like he needs to just farm up the early game. I feel like Tryndamere has a really good advantage against a Darius post 6 because the moment Darius has 5 stacks and is looking to ultimate, Tryndamere can simply like use his ultimate, and Darius's ultimate will do no damage. So if he's able to survive the early levels 1 to 5 and just farm out and not give a big advantage, I think he should be able to snowball this pretty effectively, because once you get 2 to 3 items, right, Tryndamere is going to destroy the Darius no matter how fed he is, and his ultimate is always going to stop Darius from being using his, and that's what I see an advantage. Plus the experience coming out from the player himself. You are
Of
talking about
course.
Empire right now. He is considered the main carry of White Shadows, but in the series so far, White Shadows have held up their own as well as like Empire has. So that's a good thing for him, and I'm hoping that he can show one of his brilliant tournament performances. Let's see if this game is going to be that one. One surprising thing that I've noticed, however, you've noticed there is zero teleports in the entire game. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
I
this is the
was
first
thinking.
game of the tournament where both the top laners have opted for offensive summoner spells, and neither of the mid lane or AD carries have opted for a teleport. So this is going to be an insanely good find team match to watch right now, because there's not going to be any random teleport coming out either.
Yep.
So 2v2 skirmishes to 3 you can expect that that's just going to be that, and
2v2 or
it's going
max
to be
2v3s.
yeah, like I mean, when Tryndamere splits bot, right? Like, and if his team and if Lanka Lions decide to go Baron, then he can't join them. So it's like going to be very interesting to see how Lanka Lions play around the split push once laning phase ends, or whether Natkhat Launde will again come back with a massive lead in the laning phase. That it wouldn't matter if the Tryndamere split, because like for them, right? Like how I see the Tryndamere pick being is it's a late game insurance.
Of course.
So no matter how badly they lose the early game, if they ever do, they can always rely on the Tryndamere split push to help them win out the game. But usually they have never had to use that. So kudos to them, and for the mids and the jungles who actually have played amazing so far in all the 3 games that they've played. They won each game very convincingly, and even against Thought Gaming, which we thought was going to be a difficult matchup, it actually turned out to be quite one-sided. So let's see if this week is any different, or will Natkhat Launde continue their dominance. And like we were questioning them as one of, are they really strong enough? But I think they've started this tournament with a bang, and let's see if they can close the group out with the same level of performances. And I'm hoping that the game restarts soon, because the Cyanox has reconnected. Hopefully, it should not take a lot of time.
Yep.
And mid lane matchup as well. Zoe into Vlad. I think Zoe kind of bullies out the Vlad, but the Vlad has sustain on his side, so that's actually good for him. But I'm sure like Cyanox has played Zoe quite decently. He seems quite comfortable. Then again, even Ash, I consider as like the strongest member in Lanka Lions right now. He is a very, very experienced veteran in the Sri Lankan scene, and he knows how to play, the lanes pretty well. And he sometimes has played and given immaculate performances for Lanka Lions. So I'm looking forward to see how the mid lane matches up against Cyanox, who, as we know, is also a veteran in the league scene for a while now. He has played since I think 4 or 5 seasons, always been consistent in the ladder, always maintained the diamond ranking that he has. So I'm looking forward to see how that plays out, as well as how the lanes, how as the jungles as well. Like Gragas can gank early, so can Zin, but 1v1s that give it to the Zin to actually do a lot of damage. So how they end up playing those things is something that will also be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned before, I think WS strategy would be to just farm in the lane. Like every lane will be just farming, mostly playing it safe, and probably waiting for the tournament split push. And their team fight, their team fighting is I think better than the Lanka Lions, but it also depends on whether they land their
Hmm.
skill shots.
Yeah. I mean, if it goes late game, I generally just don't see Natkhat Launde split pushing. Sorry, if team fighting, I just see them split pushing. As we have resumed onto the game, let's see if Natkhat Launde get caught out by Sri Lanka's invade, but doesn't seem like either team wants to. They're just setting up defensive positions on their side. Lanka Lions are as 5 in case, they see that Natkhat Launde want to gank, but it doesn't seem to be so. So this is going to be standard starts coming out. It does seem like both the junglers are going to start on the bot side of the map, so oh no, actually, oh yeah, they will be. So I think Gragas might start to probably look to take his his Raptors, which is an interesting start right now. I'm guessing Raptors and then Red. He ends up going back to his red buff, and that's a nice cube as he'll get some Klepto stacks right there going out for him. And yeah, this is going to be standard start. So I'm looking forward to see how the mid lane and top lane specifically plays out. Like you will get to see how Darius can bully the Tryndamere early game, but it depends a lot on how Tryndamere plays that lane and plays it safe, farms up, gets his items, and depending on also if jungler ends up ganking as well. So,
Okay,
yep.
let's make this a little bit more interesting. Make some predictions. Who's gonna get the first blood?
First blood, I probably have to give it to Natkhat Launde. I also give the game to Natkhat Launde, but let's see if they're able to stick up to my experience. What about you? What do you think? Who do
Uh,
you think is gonna get the first blood?
I think if Darius plays it properly, he should get the first blood.
Oh my god, there's aggression coming out
Oh
from
my
level 1 and the
god.
Q does miss and the crit damage. Oh my lord, Panda already showing why he's a veteran at playing Thunderbird and the class trading pattern also shown quite well by him.
Yep, I think he's gonna prove me wrong.
Yeah, it's not an easy bet to go against Panda in these kind of trades, and that's also a personal experience after played against him a lot. This guy is not here to kid around. He is one of the carries for Natkhat Launde, and he's gonna show it from the start itself. Actually, I was thinking that level ones could go with the advantage of Darius, but here just Darius gets pushed out right now. So that's actually kudos to him, and then bot lane as well, doing really well, pushing it out. So both the lanes of Natkhat Launde, top and bot, are pushing out in favor for them, which gives them a level 2 advantage, and they're able to use that to push the tower out. So kudos for Natkhat Launde starting off this game decently well, and being aggressive in the lanes at least to start off with.
Indeed.
Bot lane just seems to be happily farming at this point, and yeah, Zyrakan actually are quite strong in the 2v2, so I really don't see Ezreal Leona doing much unless they get like an insanely good combo.
I think
Top lane meanwhile,
yeah, I think level 3 we'll see something happening in the bot lane. Hopefully, we should.
yep, yep. The thing right now is the top lane is pushing against Tryndamere, so he doesn't need to take any trades. He's gonna happily farm up and chill.
Yep.
Meanwhile, bot lane though, the lane is pushing back again, but Nightmare and Real Mojo have done a good job holding that aggression off, and they're even in CS, so kudos to them for playing it. So no shenanigans in the early game so far, but you do see Zinning Zhao hovering on the bot lane. That might be a gank, but against Zyrakan, it's not going to be that easy. And both the junglers also seem to be just farming up right now, but Jin Zhao is going to go for a gank. Let's see if it's going to work out or not. Or it's a nice EQ onto the Rakan Knight. The Rakan also does a nice W and survives out. That's really well played, and no flashes blown there. So kudos to Natkhat Launde for playing that out really well. They probably should have warded the brush when they were pushing, but even so, that was really well played there by Sindh. And he W'd both the members of Lanka Alliance, and then he was able to E back onto the Zaya. So he did not burn any summoners, and they still survive that gank and get to know the location, which gives the opportunity for Dragoon to start counter jungling, which he is known to do a lot.
And he's already doing it.
Yeah. So that gank honestly did not yield any investment for Lanka Alliance. They did not get any summoners off it. They didn't even get some pressure off it. Nothing was lost. So that's not worth in my opinion, but let's see if they're able to come back or not. That does allow Dragoon to steal one camp from the side, and he's able to capitalize on that pretty well. Meanwhile, bot lane though, Ezreal poke does hurt a bit, and you do see Bomai and Master coming right now. I'm not sure what the idea here was. I'm guessing he was gonna see to come from lane and gank him, but Darius was like pink ordering right then, actually chunks him out quite a decent amount. And meanwhile, Zinza is also having a soft. He does spot out the Gragas, but Gragas is gonna just go to his bot side jungle and take it for the time being. And this is where I feel Empire needs to be very careful, because Zinzao and Darius are all on the same side, and this could be first blood or it could not be. Oran, your prediction might just come true. Yeah, your prediction might just come true, Oran. That's going to be first blood coming out right there.
Oh, it's a flash. Or
it's a flash, but I think Zinzao should be able to do it, and that's first blood coming out.
So yeah, my predictions were right. Who's gifting?
You said that Darius will take it though. The Zinzao took it. Doesn't count.
Sad life.
Yeah, I mean, I think Panda was just trying to clear out the ward, but did not anticipate the Zinza would be right there. But they should have known, because the vision cone was being used by there. So Gragas was spotted out right there. He does use this flash. They do lose 2 flashes, and this is with the lack of teleport hurts in my opinion, because if he had TP, he could have simply TP'd back, and this sets him behind just a little bit, and it gives the aggression off to Zinza as well. And I think he's looking to gank him again. So Panda is Empire is going to get camped right now. Let's see if he's able to find out or not. And he does go in, and is that going to be a dive coming out right there? And the ignite is being used onto the Darius. Darius will escape, and that 2v1 gang does not really work out for them. Ignite does get blown off by the tournament, but he will manage to survive. Meanwhile, Gragas is simply counter jungling like mad. He is like 4 camps ahead all these efforts being made by Zinzao to get the Darius ahead are setting him behind quite a bit, as there's a level disparity already on the jungle side, which will be hard for them and will be good for Dragoon because he's going to get to level 6 pretty fast.
And apart from Dragoon, I feel that the bot lane is also pressuring, like Natkhat Launde's bot lane is pressuring them a lot. Meanwhile, we see Leona eking on to Rakan, and I don't see anything happening because SGL was too far behind to catch up. So yeah.
How's the match going, guys? Sorry, I joined late.
What's up here, guys? Say hi, Frost.
What up, Frost? So they camped Empire a little bit and then they got the first blood. But apart from that, I think Empire doesn't care because he's still 20 CS ahead.
Yeah.
And
I mean, this is like how Empire prefers to play, right? He'll take all the pressure and then he'll allow his jungler to do whatever he wants on the map.
Yes.
Most of the time. So yeah, I see quite a dynamic bot lane as well. It's
Leona Frost. I was confused around that bot lane. Like, I'm not sure how that works synergistically.
I mean, if you are the Leona, you're realistically looking to pin down the Rakan, right? So you can just EWQR him and then freeze him in one place. You have to go in when your Ezreal has sufficient mana to execute his combo, yeah?
Oh,
so
meanwhile,
I think,
you see Gragas and Zinzao 1v1 happening and slightly flashed out. Zinzao has no flash and that's going to be a kill coming out from Bomai. So Bomai making use of the lack of flashing, he flashes to the blast cone, so they both end up jumping on the same side. And now Darius might be in trouble. He does ghost away, so that's
pretty ambitious ulti from his side. Again, like not only the extra flash advantage, Bomai makes use of the extra camps he got. So he was level 5 to Zinzao's level 4, and he knew that he was always going to win that match, fight. So he decided to play it like that. So it's pretty good from his side. And yeah, this is Bomai, like the signature style, which we know, counter juggling and, getting more camps in the opponent jungler and then fighting him 1v1 in the jungle once you're ahead. So pretty good from him.
True that. And it does seem like, like they're doing out really well. And Darius is going to start struggling now that level 7 is already reached. So
Lanka might be looking to make a play at bottom.
The E did not land from Leona, however, that is difficult enough. And they will back off for now.
See, like those situations, if you want to force that hard, you can just flash UR, right? So in that case, you have a short CC landing on the Rakan for a while, and you can get in and burst him down with a lot of damage. Yeah, again, he goes for the safer play, and it doesn't work out for him.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you do see that the Trinum is going ham.
Yeah.
I think the next time he's going to go and kill him. Like, he has his ultimate, he has full rage bar on his crit modifier, so I think he's going to do a lot on his Bloodlust rather. So Darius smartly enough decides that he cannot stick around that lane, chooses to back, but it just increases the lead even more. Oh, he decides to stay. Are we going to see a dive for us from Empire right now?
He can, if he has full rage bar, which he does. I think he can go for it. He does not. He knows where the jungler is, so he's just looking for. Yeah, he'll go for it because he has Ignite up. It should be a pretty easy dive from his side. Yep.
Meanwhile, the Lanka Lions do respond with the dragon from Nessa. That's actually not bad for them. They do secure the first Infernal, which is decently well played by them, realizing that, oh, that's a nice ultimate by the Rakan right there, and that's going to be a fight. But then Vladimir else as well, and that's going to be a dead Bomai. He's so squishy, and that team fight might just be end up winning by Lanka Lions, as they also get Rakan as Zaya as well. And this could be difficult. Rakan has to get engaged outright of flashes being used. So that's a 2-for-0 and a dragon coming out right there for Lanka Lions.
Vladimir wrecking havoc right there. This is not exactly how you play when you have a Zoe on your team. You need to let the Zoe poke. You need to let the Zoe utilize her range advantage. And this is with the Leona ulti not landing perfectly in the fight. Bomai gets insta-popped. He's going AP for some reason instead of the tank build. So I'm guessing he wants a lot of damage from his side. But yeah, you cannot underestimate Lanka Lions' comp because Vladimir, once he gets ahead, he will just one-shot your backline regardless. And if you see at the Rakan's build, he has that Mana Crystal and Frostfang, which is making him, I think, almost open to true damage from the Vladimir's side. Similarly, for the Zaya, if she doesn't have her ult up, she's always going to be in a very bad situation if the Vlad gets to the back.
This is going to be difficult for the Darius as well. He gets caught out. He does have his flash. He has used it, but that's not going to be enough. Ignite is being used. Ghost is there as well. I think he should be able to survive that. We are using both his summon as well. So kudos to him and well played right there. There was no ulti from the Gragas, so he could not use it. And then Darius now is going to be in trouble. Oh lord, my god, you're going to get caught. E right there, and the Q as well, and that kill might be given over to Panda, and he does get it. So at the end, it still works out, and that's just going to look difficult.
I don't
for
think
the
that was the
Master.
time to take out that pink ward. The Darius is playing extremely solo QE. No wards in the try or in the river brush, and he was pushing. So Bomai with his Mobi boots coming exactly capitalizing on the right time, and yeah, Empire just getting ahead and ahead, and yeah, this is this has the makings of a typical WS game where Panda split pushes and split pushes.
Yeah, like so far they haven't had to use Panda's insane split push because the other lanes have done so well off. But this might just be on those games because you do see that the bot lane is not really that ahead, and the mid lane also Vladimir has gotten some kills. So it's just going to be mostly on Panda and Dragoon shoulders to give him that ability to do damage. And you see A-Slot right there just trying to get some of the farm so that he does not end up taking the first tower, but that'll be horrible. But you do see that Panda does not care. He wants to go in, and oh, might be in trouble right now. He could end it. He was being greedy right there. He does flash out in Q, so he survives that. Also at the cost of the flash of the Zinzao, so playing very aggressively right now at the top lane.
It was not a well-planned dive by him. I think he was under the impression that the Zin had no flash. Apart from that, he does end up burning his flash, so he'll have to play a little careful because his ult is down as well. So maybe the Zinzao goes for a repeat visit. Maybe we'll see some action. And once again, like, I don't understand. Leona should be looking to pressure. They should be looking to kill the Rakan as many times as possible, because otherwise the Leona pick is going to fall off, and it's going to fall off so hard in the late game against the Rakan that you have to capitalize on it while you can. So, I mean, either you hard push the lane and make WS's bot lane push it back and then you initiate, or otherwise you just dive them under the attack.
That's true, and so far they just have chosen to stay passive. I'm not really sure much engages have happened.
Because in a team fight, you're not going to get a lot of Zyrakan combo is excessively mobile, so it's very hard for anybody to gank.
Oh, there comes Panda Dragoon with a nice engage onto the Ezreal, and that W does land from Rakan, so that's going to be a double kill coming out right there for Natkhat Launde. A great gank there by Bomai, nets them a kill, and Azar gets one as well as Rakan, so kudos to them and well played. And this is where the jungle, pressure getting applied from Bomai right there. He came top, he came bot, now he's going to probably get first tower along with, the kills from Natkhat Launde. So really well played by the bot lane and the jungler of Natkhat Launde.
I think LL could have played that better, but once again, hesitation and a bit of miscommunication on their part.
Yeah.
And like I said, right, you have to exploit it in the lane phase. Otherwise, afterwards, the combo becomes too mobile for anybody to deal with.
That's true, and bot lane has gotten taken over by them. Zizui poke something, misses her damage, however, and mid lane gets pushed out right there. So Natkhat Launde seem to be in a comfortable position right now in terms of how they are. They do have a 2,500 goal lead as well, and their top is just happily farming 30 CS lead at 14 minutes and is probably going to finish off his crit items pretty soon. Oh, now Panda just the moment the E gets missed by Darius, Panda just goes in, and look at that damage torch coming out right now. And it's going to be Ignite as well, and that's going to be a solo kill coming out right there with the help of Ignite and the damage that he has. And I don't think he's done right now. His ultimate still is up. This is Tryndamere versus Zinzao V2, but no flash on either players right now. And yeah, Zinzao smartly enough decides to back out because he's not going to do much. And it's a nice R to mitigate the E from Gragas, but that's not going to be enough. And again, Natkhat Launde just seem to be in a driver's seat right now. The bot lane has moved to the mid lane right now, and this might be trouble right now for Paper Sheet Co, but it's a nice ultimate to avoid the E from Leona, and he will survive. Top lane meanwhile does go down for Natkhat Launde, so they are pushing quite hard as well. And Suo might be in trouble. He does use his ultimate to run away, and he uses an E to get back to Gragas, but I'm guessing both of them will get caught. Tryndamere is still there. Tryndamere has his ult, and Vladimir is the target he's used to get, but it's a nice E onto the damage, and oh my lord, Bomai simply just 1v2s them right now, and I think he might look to die right now, but then you do have Tryndamere on his ultimate, and here comes Xayah with the damage that she has, and Synth Howard is going to be in trouble as well, and he will die. It's a very bloody fight right now. Scattered different people, but it's still a 2 for 3 coming out right there in favor of Natkhat Launde, and Tryndamere has used the ultimate. He will look to back because if he gets caught now, he's going to be in big trouble. I think he's going to just run between inner turrets and try to survive that as much as he can. Alright, just takes one conversion. Meanwhile, the Zoe has been pushing the bot lane out as well, and like this fights are not so far going in favor of Lanka Lions, but at least they're getting kills back, and they got another kill onto the Vladimir, like some assist onto the Vladimir, so it'll help the Vladimir get ahead, because right now I don't really see many options that they have to do well.
Yeah, Lanka Lions is a bit uncoordinated in their approach to the fights, and yeah, because the Darius didn't play his laning phase properly and the lack of teleport on him, it's going to be really hard for him.
Meanwhile, you do see an engage coming out from Zoe, but Synth disconnects, so there is a pause coming out.
Thanos has flash, so he should be fine.
He should be fine, yeah. But then again, Ezreal has flash as well. Is he gonna go ham and try to kill him? Is a question that I'll have to see, but probably not. So you do see Sanox has had just been pushing waves and chilling so far. Like, he has not contributed to any of the that Natkhat Launde have gotten, but he's just happy scaling up, I'm assuming, and he's happy pushing on the side waves. He is leading in CS across all the teams, so I mean, he's happy just being that, farming up, and then later on using his sleepy trouble bubble to basically catch people off and do damage. So let's see if he's able to survive that. Meanwhile, the Rakan has disconnected. Hopefully he'll connect back soon, so we can resume the game. But so far so good. Like, Natkhat Launde seem to be in the driver's seat yet again, Frost, and Panda keeps getting Tryndamere. Like, I'm not sure if that's a wise enough decision at this point to continue.
It's not a question of the Tryndamere, it's a question of how the junglers play around it and the laners play around it. If you punish Tryndamere at the right times when his ult is down, and mind you, he is playing without teleport. So if you punish him on the wrong wave or on the wrong back, the Tryndamere can be really, really put behind. But again, it is a failure on the part of, most of the times on the part of the laners, because they underestimate the sheer amount of damage which comes out at level 2 itself from Tryndamere, and they fight and they take a wrong trade and they end up burning their own flash, and after that it's just a downhill story most of the times. You need to coordinate with your jungler. There is a reason things like these are not played in any of the high-low leagues around the world, and the reason for that is that you can exploit it with your jungler and shut it down. But till now, I mean, at least in this group, nobody, like none of the jungler and top combinations succeed. Not taking anything away from Panda's skill, because it is exceptional, and whatever opening he gets, he will exploit it to the maximum and kill you. But if they do not pressure him properly, and if you let the Tryndamere go through a certain amount of laning phase unencumbered, then of course he's going to, take over the game like he is.
Yeah. I mean, Lanka Lions honestly did try, because they did get the first blood onto the Tryndamere by using both the flash, and then they tried to camp him again the moment
he got back into lane. Then you have to repeat it, right? You have to keep coming, clearing the wards. No, but you have to clear the wards and make him play a bit back. You have to put the doubt in his head that, my ulti is down. See, just now, about 2 minutes back, his flash was down, his ulti was down, and the Zinzao, it took that time to, I think, gank bottom, or I think he was farming the jungle. So there are windows of opportunity which you have, and if you don't exploit them, if you gank a Tryndamere when he has ult up, it's not going to work out anyways. So, I mean, there are windows which you have to exploit, and if you don't, then you're going to suffer eventually. I think Lanka Lions right now, they'll give chase to Sanox. Sanox should escape, and then they'll transition to Infernal. We might see another fight break out very soon.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Vladimir is also on the bot side. That probably gives free weightage to the mid lane for Natkhat Launde to start doing some damage onto the mid lane tower, as both the side lanes are down, and the mid lane is probably what they look to siege next, and the Infernal Dragon is up. Lanka Lions were able to successfully get the first Infernal, so there might be a fight coming around. But the second one, and Tryndamere's ulti, mind you, is not up at this point, so this could be a good opportunity for Lanka Lions to simply rotate onto the jungle, since Darius is also hovering on the bot side, and for them to take the second Infernal, which should help them in some team fights, like moving down into the game as well. So hopefully that happens soon, and we do see the Rakan hopefully reconnect soon as well, so that we can. Oh, as I said, he did. So lucky caster curse not working out. Yeah, caster blessing. Yeah, caster boon. Yeah, caster boon. So caster boon says Rakan connect and Rakan reconnect. So hopefully we get started with this game ASAP, and let's see how that turns out. So this group, personally has turned out to be quite interesting. Like, White Shadows have definitely shown that they are the superior team in the group in the way that they won most of their matches, and so far, like, we were thinking that Group D would be exciting, but it so far hasn't lived up to the hype, as other teams have not been able to match up as well as White Shadows have. So looking forward to seeing how that also gets up ends up happening in the tournament. But for now, we will resume into the game, and let's see if Lanka Lions are gonna go for the dragon, or are they gonna keep chasing the Zoe and see if they can get a kill onto her. What would you do in this position if you're Lanka Lions, Frost?
Lanka Lions, I chased Zoe a bit more and then just go for that.
Oh, I think they are doing that. Ignite being used right there by Cynox, and he runs away. That's an interesting Ignite. Like, oh, don't you come close to me. If you come, I was gonna sleep it out you. Then they run out, and yeah, like you said, Frost, like they did chase in a little.
And again, there's way too much waiting going on. They wait, and now Panda walks up. The mid lane gets the push advantage. Oh, well, they catch Paper Street Ko here.
But he somehow flashes and survives. Did not have his ulti here, so that's a nice flash blown by them. I think this should make them confident enough to go for the dragon. Having said that, Tenderm's ulti is up, and if he joins the team fight, it's not going to be that easy. But having said that, Lanka Alliance just go back off, and now the Infernal Dragon goes simply in the hands of Natkhat Launde. I'm not really sure what that rotation was right there from them, and this is going to be an Infernal coming out right there for Natkhat Launde, even though they were the ones who did not have flashes.
Leona ulti up, Vlad ulti was down, so I think that's why they hesitated. And once again, their hesitation is costing them.
Well, they are rotating across the mid lane as well. Now let's see if they're able to do something. One thing can be done. Oh, Bomai comes and tries to ulti, but sort of fails. And there's also ulti from Rakan, but I think the Darius has disconnected. That's why he's not moving. I think the team realizes that, and they also are backing off. So I think there was a disconnect from the Lanka Lions top lane of the Master 46, so they decided to back off right now. So they will just look for him to disconnect. And it's good for Natkhat Launde that they did not end up going and killing him after realizing that he's disconnected. So I'm guessing he will survive. But yeah, that mid lane siege would have been a lot different if Dragoon landed his ulti and moved one person down to the tower range. But his ulti ended up hitting people in the center and dispersed the other members of Lanka Lions into various directions and did not really help them do much. So there are 3 people on the mid side of Natkhat Launde, but I'm guessing there's Lanka Lions will just back off right now because it doesn't make sense for them to siege, considering both Zoe
DC is baited out the Rakan ult though, so that's a plus for Lanka Lions, I guess.
That feeling when a DC does more for your team than you being alive does.
I remember our match.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Alright then, son. You meet me tomorrow. I'll see you, Alexa.
I'm dreading my match tomorrow.
We'll figure that out. Fun. But so far today, Frost Group B has had an exciting match in Ignite eSports and Extremius.
Yes,
it was
that
a very
was a close affair.
Yeah, kudos to Ignite for playing as well as they did. But in the end, I think Extremius just had a little more experience and they were able to hold out. And yeah, the siege in the mid lane is not happening. There is some auto attacks being thrown, but now the carries of Natkhat Launde have come back, so the siege will stop. And having said that, Tenderman will go up and eat the delicious top farm that he's slow pushed for himself that he's going to have. Meanwhile, though, Ace Lord, smartly enough, is doing the Rift Herald all on his own, and I don't think he's been spotted out. So that's actually good for Lanka Lions, a good objective call right there. And he will have support from Leona in case Tenderman does decide to come. And Tenderman, I think, is going to move bot side. He will see that the he just decided to go top side. So still not properly seeing whether Rift Herald has been taken or not, but I guess that's going to be a free Rift Herald coming out. So good objective call right there from Lanka Lions.
Like something proactive from Lanka Lions. He gets the Herald for his team. He might get caught here and he might just die. Oh.
Every time Gragas is in ours, it's like he has not had the chance to use his ultimate properly.
I mean, you have to, right? Because you're 2 levels down. So, I mean, you can't risk it. I don't know why the Ezreal is staying under his tower at 15%. So,
yeah. Look at how far ahead Dragoon is right now in terms of CS disparity for us. That's like a 30 CS lead right there. 36 CS lead right there. So, he is like really ahead in this matchup.
He's going, I think, Abyssal Mask?
Abyssal Mask. That's Abyssal Mask, yeah.
Semi-AP tanky or something. But yeah.
Yeah. Zora helped the Zoe as well do a lot of damage because of the AP aura that he'll get.
And they need to coordinate. You see that Zoe is bottom, she does not have teleport. Hello? Did you see?
Yeah. No, you're there.
Yeah.
You're there.
What I'm saying is like Zoe is bottom without teleport. Force an engage. Do something. Because this way you're just giving away the map like a bit at a time.
Bubble, but at this point I think like Lanka Lions are playing very like scared and safe because they do have a 6k goal deficit that's mostly
They don't have a comp which is supposed to play scared and safe though. It's an all-in composition. They have a Leona, they have a Zinza also.
Panda's having a very fun game. I can sense that already. He's
Dive
flashing
him
in,
again.
igniting in. Yeah, he gets the kill. Frost, you might have to forward a game, okay, a little.
Yeah, we're just a bit behind.
Alright. Well, a lot of engage coming out from the mid lane, but it does get survived off. But Sanox might be in trouble, and he does survive. And meanwhile, this is flanking from the bot side. Here comes Trindam, and that's going to be a kill coming out right there. There is no ulti on the Trindam. Oh, he does have ulti, but never mind. Then he gets a kill again, and that's just going to look very difficult right now for Lanka Land. It's going to be double kill. It's going to be 3 kills coming out right there, and they will take the inner tower as well. So kudos to Natkhat Launde for playing that, and this is snowballing out of control right now for Natkhat Launde. Lanka Lands do not seem to have much answers to, do anything right now at this point.
You can't pick Darius with flash burst and expect
lose lane.
If you lose lane, you will be completely outside of the game. Yeah, Tryndamere is almost 2.5 items over Darius, who has yet to complete a full item, and yeah, he's going to take over the game. He doesn't even need to join one team fight at this point. He can just push bottom till the end of Kingdom Come right now. So yeah, I think the next order of play for White Shadows is just to get vision around Baron and steadily finish the game from that side.
That's true, and that's going to be the objective coming out. Baron has spawned, and I'm guessing Tryndam is going to just stay bot the entire game now. That's the feeling I'm getting right now. He's like, my job in top is done.
No,
I've gotten 2 towers.
Like the correct play to do. Him being bottom.
Yeah, he loves just playing around the side lane as much as he can, and right now there's no one that can stop him. He has 2 fully completed crit items, and Darius has not even completed his Triforce here. So he's severely behind, and there is no way in the world, even with Ghost or Flash, that he can match up to Panda right now.
Also 3 levels up on the Darius, so
steals the blue, steals everything that he can. He's gonna steal everything, your jungle. I think Baron is the next call right now, but I don't think White Shadow is gonna do it. They might just make it.
They have to just blanket the whole area in pinks and then do it.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
For Panda
right
to reach the tower.
Yeah.
They have to go. They have to go somewhere.
They do get in on Leona, but that might not work out as well as you'd like. Oh my god, the damage coming onto Leona is insane. And Ash is going to go and try to get a kill onto the Paper Sheet Co, and he does do that, but my lord, Zoe damage is just insane right now. And even through that kill onto the AD carry, Lanka Lions lose 2 members right now. And Tryndamere in the bot lane is still splitting, and he will probably get the inhibitor tower. So kudos to Natkhat Launde. And it is so far ahead right
now. You didn't get anyone inside the center.
They are just so far ahead at this point that, even with a decent Vladimir ult right now, they're able to survive. And yeah, Leona did not do well in that engage, and they allowed that to get a kill onto her pretty easily. And Zoe damage also, at this point, does end up hurting quite a bit. So the next dragon is spawning right now, and it's going to be another Infernal, which probably looks like it might be going to Lanka Lion. Sorry, Natkhat Launde at this point. So double Infernal should be good for the Tryndamere also, who's going to split into the side lane. And again, I'm guessing rinse and repeat of what happened last time. They're going to get vision around the Baron and just try and get some picks off of that. But oh my lord, Cynox, bit of a little more than he can chew right now. Should not have pushed out so much, and gets an easy kill on from the Xin onto the Zoe as well. So that relieves some pressure from Lanka Lions, and they're able to clear some of the vision.
Traded for the Infernal Drag.
Yeah, but she could have just survived and not traded at all. They could have just simply gotten it.
That would be all responsible play, right?
Yeah. So right now, Tryndamere is just looking to split out, and this is a good time, I think, for Natkhat Launde to probably establish more vision around Baron. And oh lord, 2 ultis being used right there, but a flash blown by Ace Lord survives that. So he is flashless, and this is looking difficult. One
Baron is in hunter mode right now. He's 4 levels on almost everybody in the game except for the Vladimir. So he's looking for any fight he gets at this point. Again, there is no reason for him to be on the left side of the map. He should just be pushing till the end of time.
He's 5 levels ahead of most people right now, level 11 to level 16.
Exactly, so he'll be dealing 2 damage.
Yeah, he's getting all the red, all the jungle. It's objective is to feed Empire as much CS and stacks and kills, and this is just not looking good for
He should be
Lanka
bored.
Lions
There
fan.
is no reason for him to be there.
I'm guessing he's just bloodthirsty looking out for some kills, and you do see the catch has been made. The E does not knock him away that much, and Pranda will look to back off right now. Nice ultimate, no, it misses, so not really good. A flash E as well missed by the E, and this efforts being made right there by Lanka Lions, but it's just not giving them the dividends that they want to at this point. And even now, Darius is taking a lot of damage, and if he lands a CP ball trouble, he doesn't. And yeah, this is where I do feel Panda should go to split push bot. He does finish his Rage Blade as well. Just when you think he could not get any stronger, he is gonna literally melt carries the moment he sees him. Like a couple of autos and he's gonna die probably. Oh, Synth is gonna be in trouble right now. He is jumped on, and that's gonna be a simple kill coming out from the LL40 for Master 46. So kudos to them, and just
Horrible
mispositioning right there, right from Synth. Should not have been there.
Horrible pathing, assuming that they're just all backed over, they're too scared to do anything. So that brush is always dangerous, and he knows it. So
Yeah.
it may be
And the
a bit
amount of,
flippant.
yeah, and with Leona, CC, and Darius, like, yeah, I didn't think he could have done anything at this point.
I mean, they can
Oh
just
my lord, here
engage
comes
right
an
now.
engage
Yeah.
right now, and that's what they have done right now. Leona is getting jumped on. Meanwhile, on the other side though, Zin, like, Tryndamere is just
Gonna get a quadra kill.
Yeah, double kill. That's gonna be the one on Leona as well. Oh, the flash does not land the way that they wanted to. Darius runs out. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna ghost away. Yep, see ya. That's what he does.
Co presses heal to try to KS the kill. Interesting. uh, and yeah, this game should be. This game is over because Tryndamere is just beyond belief right now. And yeah,
there's nothing they can do. The moment Tryndamere entered the team fight, like one or two autos, and he's people left, right, and you know, like the mid laner, the Vladimir was trying to do what he can to get the carries, but right now they're just so behind. There's nearly a 13,000 goal lead coming out right there for Natkhat Launde, and that's just. It's just every lane of this is doing so well. And kudos to Bomai this game as well. Did a very nice flash E engage onto the team, and he has actually shown up quite well too in this tournament. We were talking about some form issues considering with the Dragoon, but so far he has performed quite well, and he is reminiscing of the old Dragoon that we have known to come. Who is the guy counter jungle, who is the guy who is the king of the jungle at least. So you know he's been playing quite well in this tournament.
If he comes back, it will be extremely beneficial for Natkhat Launde because they need someone to take the pressure off Panda's side. So with the addition of Synth, which is coming back, it's also going to be really good for him. Yep. Because there will be a short caller, so he wouldn't need to short call that hard. So yeah, he can just focus on playing his micro game. So yeah, with Bomai and Synth returning, like Bomai returning back to form, it's really good for
Natkhat flashed at the right time right there. Oh, it's a nice ulti right there where Bomai gets the Zinza onto the team Natkhat Launde. That's going to be another kill as well, and that will be a triple. Meanwhile, Panda just happily split pushing on the bot side, and that will be mid and bot inhibitor going down. 3-4-0 right there coming out from Natkhat Launde, and the game has paused because the AD has disconnected, but I think he is also reconnected, so hopefully the game resumes. And yeah, like you said, Frost, you know, like the members of Natkhat Launde are clicking at the right time. If that works out for them, you can see them going a long way into this tournament because when they were at their best, were able to beat out teams like Ruthless on a specific tournament. So they can definitely compete with the best when these guys are in form. And from the looks of it, these guys definitely seem to be in form right now.
To be fair, that was a different Ruthless roster, but yeah, how will they fare against Ruthless is something which is a lot more analysis based than we can do in like 5 minutes here. But yeah, I think they will set up a semi-final date though with them, and that will be a very interesting set to watch because stylistically, I feel Natkhat Launde can cause a lot of trouble to Ruthless if they play properly.
That's true. It'll all come down to who ends up, you know, finishing number 1 in this group because number seeds will face number 2 seeds in the other groups. So if Ruthless, Eximius, White Shadows, and RVX end up going number 1 seeds, then they will only end up meeting each other in the semi-final. So the fight for top spot is very important, right? Because you don't want to end up facing an Eximius or a Ruthless if you end up being number 2 in your group. So that's what even Natkhat Launde are looking at. They want to finish first.
Same
they want
thing
to
like somebody is going to face Thought, right? Because if with this victory, if they win, which they most probably will, it's 95% assured, Natkhat Launde will clinch number 1 in their group. So they will be playing against either A2, which is yet to be determined, which will be determined tomorrow, or B2, which
or
will be
D2. It depends on
which
the
might be Ignite or
yeah.
Exenius again,
Yeah.
depending because it's still to be determined.
Yeah, it's gonna be basically against anyone except their own team members because the first four will be drawn randomly as well. So it's gonna be very exciting to see how that ends up looking out. And I think this for now, like Natkhat Launde seem to have done their job really well. Frozen meetings have FF'd, so this game there will be another game happening tomorrow first, I believe. That will be between Thought and Natkhat Launde. So that game is also going to be very important to determine who ends up taking first spot. Actually, no. If
Tomorrow,
they win, if they end
that's
up
not
winning,
going to be. We're going to be giving the
oh
win a
yeah, we're
piece.
getting the free win. Yeah. So if they
Yeah,
win this game, they top the group, right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh yes, they top the group. They end up winning. So that's kudos to them for doing it. And really well played so far, I have to say. Like Natkhat Launde have looked quite impressive in this tournament, and I'm really hyped up, because we will see really good teams. Ignite Esports also have done really well, and like there will be a strong number two team coming out into the tournament as well. Who ends up facing Ignite Esports is not going to have a very easy time, in my opinion, because they went neck to neck with Exemius today. They almost beat them.
Once
If it were
again,
not
but the quarterfinal story, right? If are you strong enough, or do you have strong enough players to deal with Panda? What strategy do you employ? That's going to really test out a new team, in my opinion, because this
that's
is
true.
not something which you deal with on a regular basis, right? So it's going to be hard, and we're going to have to see what Ignite brings out. Is it going to be, the constant camp at top, or how they deal with it? But let's not like counter chickens before they hatch.
Yeah,
Let
yeah,
the
yeah.
draws be determined first, and Israel's
Yeah.
going to die here.
Meanwhile, the game has resumed, and it does look like it's gonna be Ezreal dying to Cyanox, and Tryndamere killing the Darius, getting the tower. Absolutely nothing. It's simple and easy, and that's just gonna be a kill coming out right there, and this should be game right there for Natkhat Launde. Kudos to them, really well played on the back of amazing plays from Bomai in the early game, as well as Empire being the strong Tryndamere split push strategy. 153 CS ahead of his lane opponent, 28 minutes, and even well so White Shadows aka Natkhat Launde end up topping Group D, and they will qualify onto the quarterfinals of the LoL India Champions Cup. And once again, if you just have a look at the damage charts, I'm guessing this is going to be a big line from the Tryndamere. And probably gonna see Gragas also in that list as well. Let's have a look and see what the damage charts are. And yeah, this is a lot of damage from actually almost everyone in the team. The only person who did a lot of damage from Lanka Lands was the Vladimir. So kudos to Lanka Lands, GG well played by them as well. But Natkhat Launde are your winners of Group D, and they will end up taking the first spot. Frost, closing thoughts?
Losing thoughts, Natkhat Launde well deserved to get the first seed. The way they played on the first day itself, the signature statement they put out against Thought Gaming itself, I think, secured their confidence and secured their willingness to, lead the group. And I think they're going to be strong contenders as we move deeper into the tournament. Lanka Lions, they put up a brave fight, but yeah, once again, too many micro mistakes. And I think if they cover that a bit, I think they can be a good team to contend with.
All right. That's it for us from the stream, guys. We will see you guys later.
Thank you guys for tuning in.